everyone, welcome to the video for Homework 2 Part 1 for CSE 373. Just to clarify, the idea of this video is not to replace reading the spec or the documentation in the repo. The goal for this is just to let you guys see and hear things in a different way. If you want a general tip, I would say try to go through, read the entire spec before you watch this video, watch it, and then try to go write out some code with your partner or sit down in a room and try to draw things out on a whiteboard, and then come back and watch this again and make sure everything makes sense. Before you watch this, you should definitely try to get your IntelliJ set up. Just get your IDE set up however you want it, and come to office hours if you need help with that. So this project in general is going to be made of three main parts. You're going to be creating a double linked list, creating an array dictionary, and testing one of the methods of your double linked list. I would say prepare to spend the most time on your double linked list, especially the iterator can be tricky, and spending a lot of time on testing. So I don't want to read the spec out loud for you, but I do want to highlight a couple things. One being that for your double linked list, make sure that you're walking through the edge cases with your partner. It can be super helpful to, before you even start to code, sit down with them in front of a whiteboard and draw out in pictures exactly what you want to happen, and then make your code fit those pictures instead of the other way around. Also, I do want to touch on what test delete functionality and test delete stress are meant to do and how you're going to be graded on them. So you are required to write in the tests for your delete method. And the way that we're going to end up testing those is we want to make sure that A, your tests say that correct code is correct, and B, your tests say that incorrect code is incorrect. So basically, we have a bunch of implementations of double linked list. One of them is right, and a lot of them are buggy. And we're going to run them through your tests. And your test job is to say that the correct code is correct, and to fail on at least one aspect of all of the buggy ones. I know you don't know exactly what these are, but that's why you want to make sure you have a comprehensive test suite so that should there be any problem, your delete tests should be able to pick it up. So now let's take a look at the actual IntelliJ setup of this. So what you're going to need is to make sure that you can find all of the files that are in the summary at the top of Homework 2 Part 1. There's a great list in case you lose things or you don't know where they are, but I'm also going to show you right here. Sorry, it's small, I can't make it bigger. But you're going to want to click on Source. Main is where you'll find the files that you're going to edit your actual code. Java, data structures, and concrete are going to be the actual data structures that we do. So double linked list is right here. If you click this dictionaries directory, array dictionary is right in there. When you click on double linked list, you'll notice that it's pretty sparse. There isn't a lot of information, and where that information is it's in the iList interface. So if you click on interfaces and open up iList, that's going to be hugely helpful for you. There's block comments above every method that tells you exactly what the behavior of that method is supposed to be. This is the be-all, end-all of what these methods should do, especially make sure that you get whatever exceptions are in here, because they can be easy to miss. Once you're feeling confident on the actual data structures themselves, you can find the test code under Test, Java, Data Structures, and you'll find four. There's Test Array Dictionary, Test Delete Functionality, Test Delete Stress, and Test Double Linked List. Like we said, you're required to put some tests into Test Delete Stress and Test Delete Functionality. I would highly, highly recommend that you also write additional tests in Test Array Dictionary and Test Double Linked List. If you want to copy and paste these files and make a new file that says My Tests Double Linked List, you're fine to do that. If you want to put your test directly into the Test Double Linked List file, that's also fine. So as an example, let's take a look at Test Double Linked List. These will have some great examples on what a proper functionality test looks like and what a proper stress test looks like. Yours don't need to be nearly as fancy as ours are. A lot of these you'll see are just add a thing and see if the list gets longer. That's like the kind of test that you're going for. And if we try to run this, we're just going to click this green arrow next to each test, run it, and we should get a window at the bottom that shows us our results. Mine will be that I failed because I have not done that part yet. You can also run the entire file by right-clicking and clicking Run Test Double Linked List as a full file. The way that we're going to be rating your data structures is by running your code both against these tests that we're providing and against hidden tests. So by writing your own tests, not just for delete, but for every method of every data structure, you're able to expose some of the more subtle bugs that might not show up until we run our private tests. Something I do want to point out is that these concepts are not exactly what we've been talking about in lecture. And we are aware, you're correct. But our goal with this is to give you a tangible way to apply kind of the big O ideas and the code modeling concepts that we've gone over in lecture. Generally, doing these projects is going to be a lot more helpful than walking through a lot of example code modeling questions. And these projects can be great to show to recruiters after college as well. If you have any lingering questions or confusions, please come to office hours. We'd love to help and hope you have a good time with the homework.